Hello everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Today, as always, we got some work to do. Now, our pit kilns are still firing over here. We have our raw prospecting pick mold and our raw anvil mold coming in, so those will be ready for us pretty quickly here. What I think I want to do to kick things off today is we need to go on a little bit of an expedition and look for some food, because we are running a little bit low on food. If you take a look at our cellar here, we have a little bit of food in here, some hides, but we definitely are going to need some more food. I'm just going to do a little bit of sorting of our inventories here. Right now we just have 3 simple little berries to our name. Our berry bushes are not quite ready for supplying us with any food quite yet either. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these bowls and one of our crocks with us. But of course we definitely want to get into the copper age as soon as we can, because once we get a copper saw, that really starts to unlock things for you in this game. We start cutting logs into planks, and that will give us access to larger storage chests. It will give us access to better doors that we can use to make a real cellar out of, so we don't need to constantly be replacing that little piece of wood all the time. So that is definitely a goal in mind. So we're going to need a lot more copper as well. So actually, before we go out on that hunting mission, why don't we just dig up some of the copper that we found earlier, see if we can't get ourselves a nice supply of nuggets going. It is getting a little late at night as well, which is dangerous. Fortunately, it is a calm rift activity evening, so hopefully we don't run into too many threats on our little adventure here. Just going to take a quick little trip over to this spot right here. I actually don't want to keep this lantern in my hand if I can help it, because it reduces our hunger very quickly. So let's go ahead, start digging through the sand. Hopefully don't get a crazy cave in here. Let's see if we can't find ourselves some copper. Place our lantern there. I'm not sure if it's maybe beneath this granite here, or maybe we just got very unlucky. But typically right beneath those nuggets you're always going to find some copper. But I'm not seeing any here. So we did find nuggets right in this spot, but I'm not seeing any copper, which is unfortunate. Oh, and there we go. It was hidden right underneath that square there. So found our copper. Very nice. Let's get to digging here. I might actually make a little bit of a roof over our heads here, so we don't have to deal with drifters if we don't have to. We have plenty of dirt on hand, so let's go ahead and just make a little bit of a roof and get to digging. And this is medium quality, so we're going to get more nuggets out of this one than we would have the poor quality that we found earlier. And I am just going to stick this in our hand since we're getting pretty far away from the light source. Keep on digging out all this copper. Pretty large vein that we found here. Very, very nice. We're going to need quite a bit of it to make our anvil, so this is a great find. And all of these little cobblestone, or all these little granite stones can be turned into cobblestone. So I think that's also going to be a project that we do today, is get to work on a little bit of a better base material other than just dirt. So, we'll get a bunch of this granite stone here along with our copper. Looking very sweet. Yeah, that is it for this copper deposit, so we might as well delete this pin, and we are good to move on here. So that is a nice little copper vein that we found there. Very, very appreciated. Let's get on back to the base. It is still a calm rift activity night, so we probably could get away with a little bit more adventuring, actually. Maybe we head over to the other copper pin that I have on our map right over here. See if we can't snag that thing up tonight as well. Hopefully by the time we're done with all of this digging. Check this cave, nothing obvious and easy to grab. By the time we're finished digging up all this copper, our mold will be finished, so we will be able to get ourselves our copper anvil and get ourselves that saw that I've been talking about. Okay, here we go. Here is the copper nuggets right next to some quartz. Hopefully this copper isn't hidden under quartz or anything like that. Oh, and there's the copper right there. Lost my shovel, so let's make up another one of those. And when you have the torch in your offhand like this, you are going to burn through your hunger a lot more quickly, but when it's this dark out at night, you don't really have a choice. So we're just going to keep it in our offhand, and let's get to work on grabbing all of this beautiful, beautiful copper. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit of damage there. Probably need to dig all this out. Don't really have much of a use for gravel or for sand right now, but we're gonna have to take care of this. And then, of course, this is poor quality copper, so not as good as that other location that we just found, but still very much appreciated. All right, pretty small copper vein, all considered, but still nice to find. Got this one taken care of. Go ahead and remove this pin on our map as well. And yeah, we're going to have to do some more copper sleuthing to bolster our supplies even further. But with that amount, I think we should definitely have enough for our anvil. And hopefully, once we take care of that, we'll have a little bit of leftover copper that we can turn into tin bronze once we find some tin. So we did find a tin nugget earlier as well, so we can dig right beneath that tin nugget and hopefully grab ourselves a nice handful of tin to turn into tin bronze. Let's go ahead, get back in the safety of our little shack here, close it off in case any craziness starts to happen. And then let's get to work crushing down this copper into nuggets. So we'll grab our hammer here, these medium quality chunks, 108 from that, and then our poor quality chunks, another 60, 70, 82 from that. So very cool. We got a ton of copper now, more than we can fit in our storage for the time being. Looking at this crock of food, it's making me realize that we're going to have to prioritize finding bees or just a ton of animal fat, because we want to be able to seal some of these crocks to be prepared for the winter. You can use animal fat or beeswax to actually seal these closed, and it will make their perishability much, much stronger. So you can kind of store vegetables and cooked meat stews and all of that well into the winter if you have beeswax or animal fat to do that. But while we're at it, let me just take some of this granite stone here. Let's use a little bit of our spare clay, and we're going to craft up some cobblestone. So you just place your clay in the center and then drag some stacks of cobblestone around the outside here. And you can see one stone in each of these slots plus one clay in the middle, I believe, gives you cobblestone. So we were able to craft just 16 of that. So not a ton, but a good start, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and make another stack here. There we go. We have 32 beautiful granite cobblestones. That's going to be a foundation for our new base. I think what we also do is we head over to all of the ruins that we have over in this direction and kind of reclaim some of this cobblestone. And that will be really nice for making our base as well. But yeah, for now, we're well into the night. We have potential monster spawns coming in pretty soon. It's midnight now, so monsters will probably be coming. It is calm still, so I'm not entirely sure. But let's just do a little bit of work around the base and wait out this night. And one other comment that I read actually suggested using a piece of hay instead of a piece of stone on top of our little cellar here, and that way we can actually break it open much more quickly instead of having to slowly dig through that dirt block every time. So that's a really nice tip. If you guys have any tips like that in the game here, let me know. That makes our life a lot easier until we can get ourselves an official door for our cellar. So nice to have that little hay barrel there. Another question that I saw in the comments was asking how I knew how to do certain things. So there is this handy little guide. If you press the H button, you can look at like first steps that'll give you, the basic controls. And then if you look at guides, there's progression guide. This will tell you how to do pottery. If you click into pottery, it'll tell you about making a pit kiln. So pretty much everything that you need to know about progressing through the game is in this progression guide at the very beginning. You know, how to make a pit kiln, 1x1 hole with dry grass and sticks. It gives you the tooltips. Peat will take 16 hours, firewood 24. We went over that. So definitely really handy feature in this game. And if you ever need to know like how to craft something, you can look in everything here. It'll give you anvil mold and tell you everything about you know what you need to craft. And outside we can hear our first enemies. So it's a good thing we sealed up our door and decided to come underground, because we have officially summoned our first monsters here. Yeah, the enemies in this game, these drifters that we hear outside, they are extremely, extremely dangerous at this stage. We have no armor on right now. We could make like some temporary armor, but that really won't do much to protect us. So we definitely need to be staying indoors during these night times. We don't unfortunately have much to do right now, so we're kind of just waiting things out. But that is why I put a grace period of a few days, because I wanted to cut out the early game waiting indoors. And what I think I want to do is I want to head over to that tin deposit in the morning that we found on the map here. Hopefully my map isn't glitching out for you guys. In the recording, sometimes the map can be a little glitchy, but we do have a tin nugget that we found right over here. So I want to check out this tin nugget and see if we can't get ourselves some tin, and maybe we can actually skip making a copper anvil and go straight into a tin bronze anvil. I think that would be really, really nice. Yeah, these monsters kind of hang out until the early hours of the morning, so it's already almost 5 a.m. and they're still out there. I think it's around like 7 a.m. when they start to go away, so we have a little bit of waiting ahead of us. Maybe what we do is once it's like 5:36 a.m., we just make a run for it. See if we can't make it over to the tin ore, because I think they stop spawning as soon as the sun is out, but they won't actually de-aggro until a little bit later in the morning. But I think we maybe make a little bit of a risky play here. Go ahead and run over to our tin node. Worst case scenario, we end up losing our lives and we'll spawn back over in this area. This is where we started off, so it's not too far away from the main base. If we ever end up dying, I definitely want to avoid that though, if we can help it. And so here's the improvised body armor. It takes a bunch of firewood, but this will give us a tiny, tiny bit of protection. It's better than being completely bare, so maybe now that monsters are starting to spawn, we actually craft some of this up as well in the morning. We're going to need some more firewood. It sounds like the monsters may have stopped being aggro. They're probably still outside, so let's go ahead, open up our front door, and make a run for it. Oh, never mind. I guess they all ran away. So I guess about 6 a.m. is when they de-aggro. Oh, our extinguished torch. But yes, our pit kilns are also finished. Very cool. Let's head on over to that tin nugget and see if we can't get ourselves a lucky bit of tin here. Oh, we got a moose over here. That's a nice hunting target for us. We don't have any of our spears or anything like that on us, but we should definitely make note of that. Come back over here, get all of that meat and animal fat and furs. Alright, but we are back over here. Here is the tin ore nugget. So let's go ahead and grab this up. Awesome, and then dig straight on down. See if we can't find ourselves any tin ore in this vicinity. I'm actually not 100% sure if tin functions like copper, or if we see a nugget right here, if that means that there's tin right below it. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of digging, a little bit of sleuthing, and see if that is not the case. And maybe we actually wait and get a prospecting pick, and that way we can actually see if we're just wasting our time and tool durability here. Maybe we go one more deep after this. If we don't find it, it might be that we just find one nugget on the ground. Oh, there we go. Good thing I went one more deep. There is tin right there. Literally that meme of the guy digging for diamonds. I was just about to give up. But yeah, here we go. Tons of tin. Poor quality, which isn't the best, but you don't need a ton of tin to make a lot of tin bronze. Basically, 10% tin and 90% copper gives you tin bronze, so you don't need a ton of tin to get started. This little bit right here should be more than enough to make ourselves our pickaxe, or to make ourselves our anvil, that is. So let's go ahead, pillar on out of here. And with that taken care of, we should be good to make ourselves a tin bronze anvil. So we don't even need to make a copper anvil. We got super lucky with that tin right there. So we are able to skip the copper anvil age and go straight into the tin bronze age. So super, super nice. With that tin bronze anvil, we are also going to be able to actually mine iron. So technically, we should be able to skip straight into the Iron Age because we know where iron is already. So we'll make ourselves that tin bronze anvil, craft up a tin bronze pickaxe, and with that, we should be able to go straight into the Iron Age before we are even moved out of a dirt little shack. So really pleased with this seed, really pleased with our start here. Really, really awesome. Use up the rest of our durability on our shovel here just to get some more peat. We're not in desperate need of peat right now, but we just had a speck of durability on that shovel, so might as well make the use of it. Alright, we are back at the shack here. It is still raining. We got some peat to stick down next to our other peat right here. Got a nice little supply of peat, and then we have our beautiful, beautiful anvil mold. We'll actually just stick that outside. I don't know if rain makes things cool down more quickly, but once it's filled, it might actually cool down a little bit more quickly. But yeah, we are ready to work on tin bronze here. So how many units do we actually need for this? It's 900 units. Let's go ahead and grab a bunch of copper here. We're going to need to break these nuggets down as well. Grab our hammer, break those nuggets down. There we go, we have 11 nuggets of tin here. So I don't know if these 11 nuggets are actually going to be enough for the tin bronze anvil, unfortunately. We might actually need a little bit more tin. The maximum amount... Yeah, it looks like about 685 units of tin bronze is all we can manage with these 11 nuggets. So unfortunately, that poor quality kind of bit us in the butt there. We don't have enough tin quite yet. So what we instead are going to do is let's just make up a prospecting pick and see like if this biome is good for tin, because I have a feeling that since we found that tin kind of right away, probably a nice biome for tin. So let's go ahead, get ourselves a little bit of a prospecting pick going, just 100 units. I'm gonna get some firewood here just to get this fire going, and we'll of course have to get our coal as well here. Let's go ahead and get this cooking up here. And with this little craft, we are going to be able to craft a prospecting pick. And with that prospecting pick, we will be able to search the area for specific ores. So if we can get lucky and just snag a little bit more tin, we're going to be able to skip the copper anvil entirely, go straight into tin bronze, and once we have that tin bronze anvil, we will be in the Iron Age effectively. Crafting an iron anvil is extremely difficult, at least in my previous playthrough, when I basically couldn't find iron. Once you find iron, you actually also need to find something called borax in order to craft a anvil out of it. So I have not found any borax in that game save either, so we're gonna have to look for borax here. We're gonna have to look for a ton of different stuff that I haven't found before, so it's gonna be an adventure, that is for sure. But with that said, let's just get this little prospecting pick job out of the way and see if we can't snag ourselves some more cassiterite. I also think I want to actually make some ingot molds now that we're approaching iron and tin bronze. We're going to want some ingots to use on our anvils, that's for sure. So definitely want to craft up some ingot molds here pretty quickly. But with this craft taken care of, let's go ahead and pour this in our little mold out here. Prospecting pick. There we go, copper prospecting pick on the way. And once this is cooled, we're going to, I think maybe what we do is we check out that cave over here. It's pretty large, so we could potentially, you know, do a pretty decent amount of prospecting just out of this little cave over here. We're gonna have to make some dirt and stuff, and of course be on the lookout for drifters. They could potentially be down there. But yeah, while that mold is cooling down, maybe what we do is craft ourselves. Ooh, got some flax here. Maybe we actually leave this for a little bit, see if we can't let it mature a tiny bit more before we harvest it. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is get some firewood. Let's make some improvised body armor, and that way we will be able to take a couple of hits maybe before dying if we end up running into drifters down in that cave. I'm gonna craft up a couple more axe heads here, and let's get to chopping some trees. The other thing that you can do once you have a copper anvil and some copper ingots is you can make shears, and shears are extremely good for gathering sticks. They are much, much better than using an axe, so that is another thing we're definitely going to want. Yeah, the two things that you really need to focus on as soon as you hit the copper age are shears and a saw, and those will make your life so much easier in this game. 100% a priority for us as well in this playthrough, but I'm being a little greedy and I want to see if we can skip straight into tin bronze, so we're going to wait a little bit and do some prospecting with that pick. Alright, we're going to craft up some improvised body armor here. Very, very basic stuff. Let's get that on. That gives us 0 protection tier, but it has 75 durability and 55% protection. So better than 0% protection, that's for sure. Our mold is all finished. I'm going to fire up a few ingot molds. Ooh. Okay, maybe it wasn't cool yet. That damaged me. Let's fire up maybe 4 ingot molds, and then we'll grab that pick and head on over to the cave. Alright, there's 2. Alright, and then so we have those 2 ingot molds. I think that should be enough for now, actually. And then I'm going to craft up actually 4 more crocs, because we're going to need to work on getting a cellar once we, of course, get our hammer taken care of. Or once we get our saw taken care of, rather. And once we have that saw, and we are ready to go with doors and all of that, we'll be able to make a real cellar for our food. So let's get a bunch of crocs going here as well. Alright, there we go. 2 ingot molds, 4 crocs. Let's get those things firing up. Alright, there we go. 2 more pit kilns firing away. Let's go ahead and get ourselves this prospecting pick. There we go, prospecting pick. So if we press F, you can see tool mode here. Density search gives you kind of a long, wide range of search just to see kind of what ores are in the chunk that you're in currently. And then node search tells you within, I have it set it to 8 blocks. You can change this setting when you're setting up your world, but any ores that spawn within 8 blocks, it will tell you if anything is nearby. So that is kind of the trick with the prospecting pick. Eat a little bit of our food here, get our crock filled up again. And with that taken care of, I think we are ready to venture into our dangerous little cave over there. Let's see, we have our, let's get our torch. We have some food in our inventory. Let's make sure we eat to full here. We have a little bit of dirt that we can build with. I think we are about as prepared as we can be. This is just going to be a quick little sort of scouting mission. Let's head on into this cave and see if we can't snag ourselves some more tin in this area. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop my head in over here just to see if there's anything obvious. Doesn't look like there's anything obvious right there. Let's check over in this direction. It looks a little bit more shallow. Make sure we understand our escape route here in case we need to run away. Let's actually make... Oh, okay. So we already have a drifter coming. Okay. This place is dangerous. I do want to explore it, though. I don't think we have what it takes to take care of this drifter. We could try throwing some rocks at him. Do a little bit of damage that way. Oh, there are a lot of drifters. Okay, there we go. We got one off the ledge. Okay, he's running away. Ooh, that rock kept bouncing. The good thing we got all these granite rocks. I don't know if you can actually kill a drifter with rocks like this. Doesn't seem to be doing very much damage. Oh, he's dead. Okay, we killed him. The other one we knocked down into the pit, and we killed this one, so... very nice. First drifter kill. And this place seems pretty dangerous, however. I don't know if I want to venture too far into it. Let's maybe grab our prospecting pick and just do a density search. So let's go density mode. Take a couple samples here. So we need 2 more samples. They need to be a few blocks apart. Grab one over here. And then one more sample we'll do on this other side over here. Decent cassiterite. Okay, so that means there's a good amount of tin to be found in this area, potentially in this cave even. That really makes me want to venture a little bit deeper into this cave, see if we can't find maybe some exposed cassiterite. I think what we do is let's craft up a bunch of torches. That way we can kind of illuminate this cave, prevent it... Oops. That was dangerous. Prevent it from spawning more drifters, and that way we can kind of do a little bit of a better adventure. So let's go ahead, get a bunch of grass and what we need to get torches going here, grass and sticks. And with those, we will be able to adventure into that cave, top off our food here, pull out our axe. This is going to take a lot of our axe durability, but it will be worth it. Let's get a bunch of sticks here, branchy leaves, all the sticks that we can find. And we're going to craft up a bunch of torches and illuminate that cave and go on a spelunking journey. Of course, it's already getting late. I mean, if it's late at night, you know, the difference between being in a cave and being above ground really isn't that much of a difference. So maybe we just bite the bullet, head on over to that cave over there. Let's see, we can make 9 torches with that grass. We're going to have to individually light all of these. We'll leave 1 torch in here, bring our oil lamp, and then, let's see, we have some food here. We still have 0.7 servings, and we have some cranberries. Let's take a little bit of a risky adventure here. You know, we don't have too much on our person that is going to be, you know, a horrible thing to lose except for our copper pick. So, you know, I think we do a little bit of a daring adventure here. Let's go into the cave. It is low rift activity. Let's get on in here. Let's see what this cave is all about. So just like Minecraft, you know, you place torches and that controls monster spawns. So we shouldn't be getting anything spawning in this illuminated area. I think I might see something down there. You do also slowly lose sanity when you're down in caves. As you can see, the spinning gear in the center is kind of twisting away. Let's pull out our prospector's pick. One more torch here. Let's just see if there happens to be anything in this area here. So pull out our prospector pick and Let's go ahead and go to node search mode, and let's just see if there's anything. No ores nearby. Okay. We didn't get that lucky. Okay, so if you press the Q button, you can throw an item. So I'm going to throw a torch down there. Okay, so that's just a rock, not an enemy. So, you know, we have the dirt needed to get out of here. Let's just go on down here, place one of our torches. Oh, and it seems like this is a dead end. Whoa. Okay. So there is apparently large amounts of ore right around here. Let's see, in this direction. Medium amounts, so it's in this direction. Yeah, okay, so in this direction, there's large amounts of ore, so I'm very bad at the prospecting pick. I don't really know the best way to use it. I've looked up some guides on YouTube. My radius is set to 8, so I guess what I do is I go forward 8, and then double check again in this direction. So how many blocks is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be the 8th. We'll go one more deep, and then we'll check again. Still large amounts. Okay, so if we go up then, dig up, no ore nearby. Okay, so it's definitely down in this direction. If we go this direction, 4 blocks, 6, let's go 8 in this direction, and we'll check again. Large amounts still. So maybe it's in this like chunk that we found here. If anybody has like a good idea of how to use the prospecting pick or a good guide they can link me to, let me know. Just gonna dig through here and then try this again. Medium amounts. Okay, so we've zeroed in on it a little bit. It's still large amounts here, medium amounts there, large amounts here. So maybe it's down. Go down 4. Small amounts of quartz, large amounts of cassiterite. Okay. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is this is a mod I'm also using, Prospect Together. So it basically, the normal game, you'll only see these little spots on the ground, but with Prospect Together, it actually shows the range of what that spot is measuring. So it's very useful. We are kind of out of the spot, which means this has decent cassiterite, and the chunk that we're in right now might have something different. So maybe we do another density search just over here. Also decent. It's actually lower. This is 0.9. This is 0.11. So there's more cassiterite away from where we are right now, but we did find a reading for good amounts of cassiterite here. So it's just a matter of finding it. So I'm not sure. Maybe we just keep going down. 5, 6, 7. Oh! And that was the right call. We found the tin ore. Let's see if it's just this one nugget here. There's more around it. Oh, there is more. There we go. Okay. Okay. We have found tin. This is poor quality tin, but it looks like there's a decent amount of it. So hopefully with this chunk of tin that we found, we will be able to get all of the tin bronze we need. Oh, we would definitely have enough to make the tin bronze anvil. So this is a really good spawn. Again, the seed Dandyland is pulling through yet again. We spawned in a decent cassiterite chunk, basically. Tons of tin to be found, tons of copper around nearby as well. And then, of course, we already know where iron is. So we are as good as done with the copper age already. With this beautiful, beautiful find, we are going to be able to have tin for as long as we need. I don't even know if we need to mine all of this right now, honestly. Since we know where iron is, get a ton. Oh, we're gonna actually run out of durability on our pickaxe, so never mind. So let's just finish off the durability on our copper pickaxe. We have a ton of copper in reserve, so we can make another copper pickaxe, but we're going to be making tin bronze stuff anyways pretty soon here. All right, and that might be all of it, actually. If we pull out our pick here and we go node search. Oh, cassiterite small amounts, and right above it there's another chunk of cassiterite, so the node continues. This last little speck of durability is lasting quite some time. Alright, there we go. That might be all of it. I guess again what we could do is just one more of these. Quartz, small amounts of cassiterite. So there is still more cassiterite to be found. I don't know, I think let's just call it a day here. We have so much. Let's go ahead and pillar on out of here. We will be able to find our way back here, no problem. Fortunately, nothing decided to spawn in our little dark tunnel system here. Maybe what we do is actually wall these tunnels off, just for the time being. Maybe we adventure back in that direction again at a future date. Let's make sure to gather up these torches. We don't want them burning out while we're gone. And let's get on out of here. We have all of the cassiterite we could possibly need. Absolutely beautiful. Fortunately, nothing else seems to have spawned in this direction. It is deep into the night currently, so we're probably going to have some drifter activity. So let's be very, very careful. But man, literally right next to the base, we found a cave with a ton of tin in there. We found that iron. We are just cooking in terms of progression here. This is way, way faster than my other save file. Amazing. Wow, we even found some crystallized, so that is a decent amount of tin in addition to these other normal pores. That was really lucky. We also, of course, have a ton of granite stone that we could turn into cobblestone now, so we are about to progress into the Iron Age already. I think we definitely need a little bit nicer of a base. We're going to need a saw, and with that saw we'll be able to make planks, we'll be able to make good wooden storages, we'll be able to make doors for our cellar, so we are looking great in terms of progression. Let's first thing get 900 units of this beautiful tin bronze going, 63 nuggets of cassiterite plus the 11 that we already had, way more than enough. I think this is pretty much the best calculation, because if we divide 900 by 5, it's 180, so 18 nuggets of tin. It's probably the minimum amount if it's 10% tin. So with this, that's 1,000 units of tin. All right, so with that 1,000 exactly units of tin bronze, we will be able to pour our anvil, which is 900 units, and then also a tin bronze pickaxe, which will allow us to start mining that iron that we found earlier. So this is what we're going to fire. We'll get our pickaxe and our anvil going. Let's go ahead and get our beautiful charcoal out here. Get some of this firewood going. So we'll let, again, this heat up to 700 degrees before we start putting in our charcoal. Save a little bit of charcoal that way. It's always a nice practice to do when you're using the crucible. All right, and then our charcoal, we'll start to heat this up. We need to get it to 1084 degrees. Of course, tin actually melts much quicker than copper, but all of this is going to alloy into tin bronze, and we will have skipped the copper anvil. Absolutely amazing. Skip the copper anvil stage, go straight into the tin bronze pickaxe and the tin bronze anvil, and we will be ready to enter Iron Age. I can't believe it. That is absolutely crazy. In order to fully enter the Iron Age, though, of course, we're going to need borax, which unfortunately we didn't find any near our base, so we're going to have to go off in a little bit of an adventure to find some borax in order to get a iron anvil. Because the iron anvil you cannot pour into a mold, you actually need to craft the top half and the bottom half on the tin bronze anvil and then glue them together with powdered borax. Speaking actually of powdered borax, the other thing that I should have done with this copper pick was grab some relieved stone. We need to make a quern, which requires 4 just rocks. And basically, in order to get rocks, you need to detach every connecting rock next to a piece of stone, and then it will fall off as just a whole rock like that. So maybe what we do is let's go back down into our little cave here and get some granite rock. I don't know if our pick has enough durability to get all that we need, but let's go ahead and give it a shot here. Oh, there we go. We got one, but our pickaxe broke. So we're going to have to wait until our bronze pickaxe is ready to go. We'll need to get 3 more of these, but that's how you get the granite rock. You just have to crack, basically. Oh. Let's get out of here. Got a drifter coming in. As I was saying, basically you just have to break every rock that is touching it all around it, and then it will fall to the ground as a whole stone like that. The other thing we need to start considering is farming. So we do have a little bit of seed action going for us. We do, of course, have these flaxes here. They are on low fertility soil, so I think it actually might be worth just grabbing these up, see if we get some seeds. Alright, we did get 2 flax seeds. We basically want to get our farm going as soon as we can here, so we definitely want to get that operation set up as quickly as possible. And since we're next to water, we can build a pretty simple farm just kind of above the water like this, and use that to irrigate our farm. But yeah, as we're doing that, our charcoal is still burning away. We have quite a bit of time to smelt all of this down. It takes a lot of charcoal, so you know, we still have some waiting to do. But once that is ready to go, we are going to officially be in the Tin Bronze Age and approaching the Iron Age very quickly here. It might be worth considering making another giant charcoal pit again. If we're going to be approaching iron, we are going to need quite a bit of charcoal to start working that iron. Alright, and there we go. The crucible is containing its molten contents. Let's go ahead, get this poured into the anvil mold. There we go, and then we'll also get our pickaxe going here. Alright, so there we go. We have our tin bronze anvil and our tin bronze pick. We are ready for iron officially. I'm also going to use up the rest of this blue clay to make up a ton of cobblestone. We have so many of these granite rocks that we can turn into cobblestones here. Full stack of 64 there. Alright, there we go. We have a ton of cobblestone now. Cleared out some of our inventory storage as well. Very beautiful, and we are ready to start working on our base. In addition to that, I have our medium fertility soil here. I'm going to start setting up a simple little farm plot. We have some, mature flax. Beautiful. Growing flax. I'm just going to grab all this up. I'm going to get this in medium fertility soil as quickly as possible here. So there we go. That is our farm there. Let's go ahead and get just like a simple little walkway here so it's nice and symmetrical. And this will be where we put our farm, I think. So similar to what you can do like in Minecraft, what you can do is just have one single piece of water in between your farm plots, just like that, and that will keep it irrigated and nice. Of course, once we get our saw as well, we'll also be able to make fencing for our farm here. There we go. We'll just start off with a simple little farm like this. Let's go ahead and gather our seeds. We'll also have to craft a hoe to till the ground with. And then we till our soil with the flint hoe here. Right click on the ground, it'll till it. Nice medium fertility soil. We'll get all of our seeds planted up. We do want to get some fencing around this to keep animals from devouring our crops. Rabbits will definitely come through and eat any vegetables you have planted. So you want to get some fencing set up, keep your farm protected. There we go. That is our simple little farm for the time being here. Our anvil is still cooling down, our pickaxe still cooling down. Let's go ahead and get our seed situation sorted here. We have 13 flat. We have way more seeds than I thought we did. So we're going to need more medium fertility soil, a larger farm, that is for sure. I want to get all of this stuff planted up. We have very few onion, spelt, stuff like that. We have a ton of flax and rye, which is great for making bread. That will be really nice for the winter as well. So let's go ahead and actually get the rest of this soil tilled and planted. And we're going to actually need to go gather some more medium fertility soil because this will not be enough. It's also raining right now, which is nice. Let's go ahead and just get the flax planted first. We're going to want this growing as quickly as we can. And we're going to need way more than just 13 of it, that's for sure. All of these rye seeds, all those flax seeds. We have one spot open left. We're going to need 13 more. I do remember seeing some over, I think there was some over by this cave. Or maybe it was a little farther away. Okay, that tree looks like a bear to me for a second there. Oh, there's a bear right there. Okay, so I guess my cautiousness paid off. Yeah, that bear is guarding the direction of the medium fertility soil, so maybe let's just head up here. This does look like medium fertility. Okay, yes, medium fertility. Now you can, of course, turn medium fertility soil into something even better, like high fertility soil, if you use saltpeter to fertilize it. So that is something to keep in mind, is that, you know, medium fertility is not the end game of farming for sure. There's, you know, high fertility soil, and there's something even better called terra perda, I believe, which I think you can craft, and you can also find it out in the wild, but it is extremely rare. But that is absolutely the best material for creating a farm plot, is the terra perda. I feel like it's always raining in this area too. It's beautiful, but it is always raining recently. Anyways, let's finish up our farm here and then figure out what we want to do about getting that copper saw, get some chests going for ourselves. Yeah, the copper saw just unlocks so much in the game for you. It really is like an extremely important item. Let's get everything going. Of course, we're going to need to keep expanding this, keep moving more seeds in as we find them. Alright, there we go. That's all of our seeds. It's kind of just a hodgepodge, mishmash of seeds, but you know, at this early stage, we just want to get things growing as quickly as we can. But here we go. Here's our anvil. I think I actually might just leave this outside for right now. Here, of course, is our beautiful tin bronze pickaxe. But what we want to do now is that we have these ingot molds. We want to make ourselves some copper ingots, maybe even tin bronze ingots. Yeah, I think actually let's make tin bronze. And then with tin bronze ingots, we'll be able to work on our anvil here and make a pair of tin bronze shears, as well as a tin bronze saw. Let's grab our crucible here. Let's get to work on making up a little bit more tin bronze here. We do have a little bit of copper left, quite a bit of tin left. We're going to have to be looking out for some more copper potentially, but for the time being, we are pretty much ready to enter the Iron Age. I don't think I want to make like an iron hammer or anything, or iron saw. Let's just stick with the tin bronze for now, and we're going to need 200 units. So that should be 36 units of copper and 4 units of cast rate. Yes, 200 units of tin bronze. We're going to make 2 ingots. That will be our saw as well as our shears. Alright, there we go. Get this poured into our 2 ingot molds. There we go, 2 beautiful tin bronze ingots on their way for us. Now for a forge, we're going to need a forge to actually heat these ingots up once they're ready to go. So fortunately we have a ton of cobblestone, so we're able to make ourselves a forge really quickly here. So let's go ahead and get that crafted. And the forge will be used again to heat these ingots up so they can be workable on the anvil. Just a simple craft, and we have our forge here. Stick that in the corner for now. And since I have CarryOn, I can just carry our anvil really nice and conveniently. Let's just put that down here for now. Since it is getting to be nighttime pretty soon here, we'll spend our night working on these new tools. I think what we do maybe while we wait for that to cool is let's lay like the initial foundations of where we want our new base to be. I think just kind of facing out in this direction over the farm, over the lake is going to be really nice. You know what, maybe what we even do is we just build on top of this, have this be like our cellar for food for the time being, and then we could just have our normal base up on top here. That actually might be a nice idea. Let's go ahead and start placing down some cobblestone. I think I want to have like cobblestone as the ground foundation. You know, we don't have nearly enough to make a super sizable base quite yet, but we can at least get the first little bits of it going. Yeah, just kind of like this, we could have a staircase right here, and then going down a little staircase into a cellar right here. I think that could be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that is kind of the rough shape of what I want to work with here. So that will be like our little cellar door entrance, and then all around here we can put a cobblestone floor. All right, so I think this will be the foundation of our new base here. Just a basic floor for the time being, and then, you know, of course, the inside of our little pit dungeon here is now made out of cobblestone. But yeah, this could be like a cellar, or maybe we put this down one more so it's 3 high instead of 2, and we make this into like a forging, crafting area beneath the living quarters. I think that could be really cool as well. But it does look like our ingots are ready to go here. Let's go ahead and grab those and get on back inside of the base. One more night of having to seal ourselves in with dirt. We are about to enter the saw age here with these ingots. Let's go ahead and get both of those ingots placed in our forge, and we're going to need some charcoal to heat them up. 2 pieces of charcoal should be enough here. And then, of course, we're going to need a hammer to actually work these items. Fortunately, we already have our copper hammer. Go ahead and grab that up. It should have enough durability to do what we're looking for here. And then let's go ahead and ignite our forge. And then once these are heated up, we will take our tongs in our offhand, bring them onto the anvil, and then work on hammering out a saw, as well as the shears that we've been talking about. So those 2 items are extremely important. Having tin bronze versions of them straight out of the gate, I think, is going to be super, super awesome. We have so much tin in reserve that I don't really feel bad about using the tin bronze on the first saw and the first pair of shears. We're actually lower on copper than we are on anything else, so we're going to have to be on the lookout for more copper pretty soon here. But of course, you know, we are ready to enter Iron Age as well. Go ahead and let these heat up a little bit more. I think the first one should be good to go, so let's go ahead, grab our first ingot here, place the work item, and then we'll choose tin bronze saw blade. Okay, so here is the mini game here. You press F to choose which direction you want to make the little square move. So when you click like that, you'll see the squares move in that direction to the left, which is what we have selected currently. If you click up, the square will move up, and then you switch to left. So this is basically the hammering and crafting mini game here. I really, really like this system. But yeah, you basically just have to move all these squares while the iron is hot, so to speak, and hammer out the shape of the tool that you're looking for. Go ahead and move this one down here. So super, super interesting, fun little game in my opinion. I really, really like this system quite a bit. Some people might think it gets a little tedious after a while, which maybe it does, but for me, I actually really like this kind of thing in games. Alright, just a little bit more here. So for these basic tools, you know, you're going to have a lot of material left over. So basically, you can rotate it, kind of check your work from any angle here. You're going to have to cut out a lot of material on these early game tools. Definitely be careful not to misclick, because if you do, you can't get that material back. But yeah, that is basically the saw taken care of. We just trim off the extra material here. And there we go, we have ourselves a tin bronze saw blade. And I think if you actually turn it into a saw, yeah, it automatically cools it. So if you have the tongs in your hand, you can just craft it into a tool and it will automatically cool it. Then we can go ahead, bring our other work item here, and this time we're going to choose a pair of shears. Pull out our hammer and then get to work crafting these shears here. Shears are also a pretty easy one to craft. And just like that, we are already finished. We just have to cut out the excess materials. Very carefully tap out the extra material, make sure not to mess up the tool. And there we go. Pair of shears. This one you can't, just instantly craft and cool. So what we can actually do, it is calm rift activity right now. So let's go ahead, head outside for a little bit. What we can do is just drop it in the water. It will automatically cool, just like that in the water. As soon as the bubbles stop, you can hop on in there, grab your pair of shears, and you're good to go. Let's get back in our base, seal ourselves just in case anything happens. But yeah, there we go. We have our first saw and our first pair of shears. Absolutely awesome. Huge, huge progress. We are going to be able to turn logs into planks now, which unlocks so much for us. Absolutely huge progress. The first thing, of course, I think we're going to want is a door. That way we don't have to keep doing this dirt wall thing. We'll be able to turn this area like into an open room full of food storage and not have to bury it under a hay bale. Really looking forward to it. So in order to craft cobblestone stairs, it looks like we just need regular rock as well as clay. So I turned pretty much all of our rock into granite cobblestone, which, I mean, honestly, I don't think we have anywhere near enough quite yet. So we're going to have to break in this pickaxe. We're going to go over to the iron cave to really give it the work here. This is the quartz one. This is our iron one. So we have iron. We have our tin bronze pickaxe ready to go. We are ready to move on to the next age, the Iron Age. Alright, it is bright and early. The sun is starting to rise already. Let's do a little bit more work on our base foundation over here. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near enough space. So let's just figure out exactly how large we want this thing to be. And then from there we can figure out how much cobblestone we're going to need. I think this should be a pretty decently sized sort of starter room for us here. Getting materials to build your base out of in this game is not an easy task, that is for sure. So it's going to be quite a lot of grinding just to get a basic cobblestone base set up. But, we are done living out of a stone shack. We are pretty much in the Iron Age at this point. So we need to have a little bit of a better setup for ourselves as far as our living conditions go. Alright, that is the basic foundation. This is our basic little starter base here. We're of course going to need to figure out the door placement. I think that's where we'll do our door. We'll do a nice double door right there. Go ahead and get the door frame lined up. There we go. This is the skeleton of our home here, at least for the time being. This tiny little starter home, but it will be much better than living out of a dirt shack, at least for now. Until we can figure out kind of what resources in our area, how realistic it might be to craft something a little bit more grandiose than a cobblestone hut. But, cobblestone in this game, I think it looks pretty cool. I do actually kind of like the look of it. If eventually we end up making something a little bit fancier to live in, this could be like our little crafting area, and then down below will be our storage cellar. So I think this will be fine as far as placement goes for the time being. But with that said, let's go ahead and put our brand new saw and shears to the test here. Let's head on over to our little forest. Let's find a nice tree to be our first victim here. These pine trees are great for wood, but they're so tall, they're kind of annoying as far as stick gathering goes. But let's go ahead and just build up a little bit of a pillar and start shearing these leaves. So you see how quick it just shreds through these leaves, how many sticks are just raining down on us. This is the power of the shears. These things are absolutely awesome. Look at all those sticks already. Crazy amount of sticks already. So yeah, the shears are the way to go as far as stick gathering. You know, we already got like a massive amount. We have 32 in our inventory just from that little bit there, as well as 2 pine cones. And then once you're done shearing a tree, you just walk on over, whip out the old axe, and chop it down. We could, of course, craft up like a tin bronze axe or something like that, but I think we're getting by just fine with the normal flint axes for now. The other thing we can actually also look into crafting maybe is planks for our flooring. It just takes 4 boards in order to craft a piece of flooring, so we could actually do like pine planks as our flooring inside of this base. That will save a bunch of cobblestone. But for now, let's just go ahead, whip out this saw here, and I'll show you. Each single log turns into 12 planks. So, you know, just that little bit of wood got us 60 planks already. Super, super awesome. And with those planks, we will be able to craft a ton of stuff. Fencing we now have access to. We have access to chests if we craft up some copper nails. So much is now available to us. I mean, we just take a look at our crafting here. You know, the wooden chest takes planks and 1 piece of nails. You know, the good type of fencing, 8 fencing just from 4 boards and 2 sticks, so we can make a fence around our farm. Decorative fences all around, so we have made some great progress. We have officially entered the Tin Bronze Age. We have our Tin Bronze pickaxe, our Tin Bronze anvil. We are pretty much ready to enter the Iron Age as well. But yeah, I think that will wrap it up for today's episode. You know, we got so much work done. We got our farm, all of that progress and technology, and still so much more for us to take care of. I'm really enjoying my time here in Vintage Story, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching it as well. It has been a blast playing this game, and the favorable comments, you know, the positive reaction that I've seen is definitely encouraging, so definitely let me know if you want to see this series continue. I am very much eager to keep playing because I love this game. So definitely let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye.